But congratulations on this very Welsh story.
Thank you very much.
So once you've been in your bubble making the film, as I've heard, in some of the worst storms imaginable, what's it like to have the film community hold it up as an example of the kind of thing that should be being made and should be recognised?
Oh, well, if I may, sorry, yeah. I mean, like I say, we always set out to do something ambitious, and I think when you have one chance of funding, you don't necessarily know when you're going to get the next lot of funding, and so we really wanted to make a mark, make a big stink in terms of the short film thing. We've always taken the approach that a short film can exist by itself. It doesn't need to be a proof of concept. It doesn't need to be an advertisement for something bigger. But I think we really tried to do something that would stay with people, that would stand out for the right reasons, and that would have a sort of a recognisable sort of I can't think of the word, like a recognisable thing to itself. Tone, yeah, perfect. A recognisable tone to itself. And I mean, Mac and the rest of the creative team have been instrumental in pulling that together.
I think, filmmaking's really hard, and sort of independent filmmaking is harder. It's this sort of thing that beats you to a pulp and it doesn't apologise afterwards. So we had a challenging shoot. We didn't make things easy for ourselves. We had 100 sheep, we had 60 odd extras, we were hanging a man, we were in fires in a barn. It was hard and it was stressful, and there was moments where you kind of go, is this worth it? Do I enjoy doing this as a living? And I think what's been nice as we sort of started pulling the film together through our post-production and telling the story, bringing it all together, I think what's beautiful is like being recognised on platforms such as this tonight and just having audiences respond. You kind of go, well, that's what it's for. We're telling stories for audiences, and I think when you look back, all of that hardship, all of that challenges, all of the tears and the blood and the damp, just the shoes that fill
the trench foot
of boots filled with water. That's what makes it all worthwhile, is that audiences connecting with it and understanding not only what you're trying to do, but I guess kind of resonating with it beyond that, and like taking something away that we can never imagine, really. So that's beautiful.
And it seems to be, in talking to the other filmmakers this evening, is that it's so much more rewarding to make films out of passion than it is for money. And obviously in the short film world, that's very much the case.
Yeah. If you're in it for the money, the short film world is probably not for you as a get-go. But I think I can speak for the three of us when I said that our passion was a really significant motor, especially in the early kind of development stages. Really drove us through some really difficult creative times, and and obviously all the way through to the finish line here. Just passion has been a key kind of component in just helping us get here, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a director in the commercial scene as well, and I will say that there are times where it's nice to have all the money in the world, and it's nice to be able to do whatever you kind of want ambitious-wise. But really, money can't replace that inherent passion. And with Flock, we had a budget, we had a nice budget, but it was still a small budget, and we were doing a lot of late hours, a lot of kind of long shifts. It was tiring, it was hard, but nothing is more kind of electrifying to make something where you're passionate about the story and you're passionate about the potential of the film as well. We set out to make a film that not only told a really exciting story that audience would enjoy and kind of be entertained and connect with, but we set out to change the conversation. I'm a Welsh filmmaker, grew up in the Welsh valleys, and a lot of Welsh films have been portrayed, and a lot of Welsh communities have been portrayed in a very particular lens, in a very simple, rose-tinted way. And we wanted to do something that was different, that was darker, that showed that Welsh people and Welsh communities have a darker edge to them. So that's what gets you through. The idea of the potential of the filmmaking industry is amazing.
Yeah. It's interesting to me because on this carpet last year we had Kneecap.
Yes.
With their film. It's interesting that we're hearing so many more different voices and different stories. So was that one of the key aspects for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great honour for you to even, mention Kneecap while we're stood here. That's a big compliment indeed. But I think, when you're getting funding from organisations like Film4, the BFI, the National Lottery, who are, more and more now starting to prioritise these regions outside of London. You look at Ireland, you look at Scotland, and of course you look at Wales, and they're trying to do something different to change the conversation as we are, and to be supported by people that are ready to jump on that train with us and really sort of go for it and try and look at different ways of representing those different regions across the UK. It's amazing to be a part of that. Like, I'm so grateful to be able to represent Wales, and I hope that we've done our beautiful country justice. It's.
I mean, look, Kneecap was this electrifying shot of culture from Ireland that felt different, that felt bold, and the idea that we made a short film. Our next thing is going to be a feature film. And like the idea that we could do something akin to that. Now, I'm not saying we're going to have rap or hip hop, but if we can tell a story that injects a bit of energy into the conversation, that changes the kind of point of view of like Welsh cinema, and also the ambitious nature of it, I think we'll be doing our job. So yeah, like generally this is being here tonight, having Flock recognise, is just giving us more kind of that nature to like want to do this on the next level.
Absolutely,
really. So,
more coal for the furnace, so to speak.
Exactly.
And one of you needs a balaclava, basically.
With a Welsh dragon on it, 100%. Yeah,
excellent. Well, congratulations again. It'd be lovely to speak to you. Have a fantastic
so
evening.
Lovely to meet you.
Cheers.
Lovely to meet you. Thank you so much. Good evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey, you guys!
Hey you guys!
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey you guys!
Hey, you guys!